Mzansi, sanamukela ku Dijo le Bophelo la kwa SABC 2. The aim of our show is to help deal with food-related issues so we can live healthier and happier lives. Every week sinimeme ukuthi nisibuze noma yini enifuna ukuyazi ngokudla bese ke thina siletha ongqondo bethu ukuthi baphendule imibuzo yenu. Namhlanje ke sikhuluma ngokudla that can help us fight ama-infection. Khodani uposte i-video on our Instagram page with a few questions ngalolu daba. Ake sibone.
Hello, Dijo le Bophelo. Are there any foods that can heal infections?
Sesahamba siyahlangana noKhodani to learn more about him before siphendula imibuzo yakhe. Ake sibone.
Dumelang Dijo le Bophelo. My names are Khodani and Kodzura Pretoria, Sunnyside. And then I love food, and then I'm a gym fanatic. So in the morning when I wake up, I do my jogging. There's no exception around it. And then when I go to the gym, after the jog, I shower. And then it came to my attention that while showering barefooted in the gym, it is kind of dangerous. So, Dijo le Bophelo, I am worried. Since I love gym so much and I'm always at the gym, I saw something on my feet. And then I heard from someone that there are infections. You can get infections while you shower at the gym barefooted. So I would like to know what is it that I can take or eat in order to heal the infections. One of my friends, she caught an infection. It is an urinary infection. So she would like to know what is it that she can also take in order to heal or lessen up the infection.
We are joined by allied healthcare practitioner and health expert Dr. Nicholas Partington, who will be answering imibuzo kaKhodani. Please join ingxoxo yethu ku Twitter @Dijo le Bophelo or ungene ku Facebook na ku Instagram uthi Dijo le isho Bophelo. Very good. Or email uthi dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. We are happy. Siyabuya manje after the short break. It's short. Ingak. Welcome back. Usasanam la ku Dijo le Bophelo. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngokudla okulwisa ama-infections. Allied healthcare practitioner Nicholas Partington will be giving valuable answers to imibuzo kaKhodani. Let's find out more about him. Before the break, uKhodani ufuna ukwazi ukuthi what kind of food should he eat to help him fight ama-infections. He has specific questions he posted on our Instagram page, and we'll be answering these questions with our expert namhlanje. Now you can have a say kule ngxoxo ku Twitter @Dijo le Bophelo, na ku Facebook Dijo le Bophelo, na ku Instagram, say it with me, Dijo le Bophelo. Good. Or uvela email uthi dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Dr. Partington, may we please just jump into this issue, Khodani's issue. What is an infection? Because most of the time we say, I've got an infection, but a lot of people don't actually know what an infection is.
We are exposed to germs. We're exposed to microorganisms, whether it's things like viruses and bacteria and worms and parasites and fungi. And we're exposed to these things. And the thing is, we've got to be careful how we look after ourselves, because it's all ultimately linked to the strength of my immune system and how I behave hygienically in the world. Right, so one of these microorganisms would enter my system either through the nose or through the skin, through the mouth by the food that I'm eating, especially in the ladies, in the vaginal tract. And these things cause many problems. For example, if we look at things like the bacteria, and bacteria in particular, like TB is caused by a bacteria, through droplets. The coronavirus, basically, which is on the virus side, is caused by the virus itself through droplets floating around, but especially not so much by droplets. So the bacteria, urinary tract infections, skin problems, and things like cholera, also other areas which we need to look at. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the viruses, the role that viruses play, whether it's brain infection, meningitis, whether it is the coronavirus itself, the virus actually penetrates the system, and as it's penetrating the system, it brings with its genetic material, and our cells, every single cell, there's more than 1 billion of those cells have genetic material, and it changes the messages that your body wants to send to you to stay healthy. And so it changes the genetic material, it manipulates it, and instead of forming more healthy cells, it now forms cancerous cells or viral cells more and more, and that causes another problem.
Dr. Partington, you make it make sense in terms of how viruses work. Let's hear Khodani's next question.
Since nna ke le motho o dula a le ko gym and o hlapela gym matsatsi le matsatsi, ke ile ka fumana hore mo lotong la ka ke tlhaetse ntho ba e bitsang ka food fungus. Jwale he, ke batla ho tseba hore food fungus ke eng, and le hore hape ke dijo tsa mofuta mang tse ke ka dijang hore ke tle kgone hore ke phekole ntho e ba e bitsang food fungus.
Which is a common question. You know, I remember I used to take a shower without wearing slippers, and then I was told by my doctor, put slippers on in the shower. What would you say in his case?
Fungus plays a definite role here, is that they're very, very contagious. And so I'm going for a sports activity, I come out, I take a shower, and I'm not careful, I will look after myself. And maybe the areas where the water didn't fall down on the floor, and there could be a fungus floating around. The fungus are decomposers. So anything like skin that have been shed, waste skin that are thrown onto the floor, and those skins, the skin cells, the fungus actually feeds on that. For example, the athlete's foot is a particular area, and they're very, very contagious. So we've got to be careful and how we look after ourselves. And the important thing here is that there's something like 5.1 million species of different types of fungus. And they all play a different role, but they're all decomposers. They're actually there to pick up on the waste, biological waste.
Is there a reason why they call it athlete's foot?
Athlete's foot, because athletes are running, and they're wearing shoes, depending on the type of shoes they're wearing. And mostly they are working from day to day. Synthetic shoe material are not leather. There's poor breathing in the shoes. There's sweating in the shoes. And the socks are there. And it's an ideal, humidity-wise and temperature-wise, is an ideal environment for the fungal growth. One of the best treatments that we've come across for athlete's foot is that you take 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, and you squash it and you press it down, and you take the garlic with a little cloth and you put it in between the toes every night before as you go to bed. And within 3 or 4 days, the fungus dies. And a nourishing diet is critically important. From our side, we're advocating strongly a plant-based diet. And when we're talking about the immune system, you'll find that flesh foods contains a chemical called arachidonic acid. And that's one of the key causes of cancer. So we're talking about the fungus and athlete's feet, but coming on to plants and fruits and the veggies that was given to us, those things, there's something like 20,000 different medicines in these foods for healing purposes. And it's critically important that we remember that I believe as a Christian, God gave us those foods and they're there for our healing.
Yes.
And the herbs in particular.
Of course.
All these herbs and the fruits, etc., and things like garlic and aloe vera is also a wonderful herb that we can actually use. Keep the feet dry and stay healthy, and of course these things will disappear. Another one, of course, is vinegar. We can use vinegar as well.
Any type of vinegar, or is it a specific?
The vinegars, well, you get different types of vinegar, but the vinegar that we recommend is a standard vinegar. It's still acetic acid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one can use that, and you take 3 or 4 dessert spoons of vinegar in probably a liter of water, and you bathe it in that.
Right.
And of course, that also brings about healing as well. You can also take 2 tablespoons of salt and mix that in a liter of water and dip your feet in there. And of course, 2 or 3 times a day would actually help.
This is bleached salt, not Himalayan salt.
This is ordinary table salt.
The high iodine one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And that also helps. So hygiene is critically important, yeah. Right, so on the athlete's foot, I think that's what
I think that's that.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Khodani, he got loads of information on how to deal with his athlete's foot. Let's hear his next question.
Dijo le Bophelo, ke ile ka fumana hore e mong wa bahwera ba ka o tshwere ke urinary infection. So on her behalf, I would like to ask hore ke eng urinary infection le hore e cause ke eng. And also I would like to know hore mohwera wa ka a ka ja eng e leng hore e tlo phekola sefo sena sa urinary infection.
A urinary infection, what is that?
You've normally referred to the UTI, the urinary tract infection.
Oh, tract.
Yeah.
Because it's not just in the urine itself, but it's the urinary tract.
The tract, right?
Yeah.
From the kidneys all the way down into the bladder, and then down and out.
Yeah.
We find that our ladies, 50-60% of them, somewhere in the young life or middle-aged life, will succumb to a urinary, down from the kidneys all the way down, tract infection. And also, anatomically, the lady's reproductive organs are different to that of the male.
The male.
And there's more access, if unhygienic, ladies.
Understood, yeah.
On the entrance through the vaginal areas. And bacteria and these organisms can travel quite fast, and they will come into the bladder and the kidneys as well. Or if there is exposure to skin and unhygienic in terms of how I treat myself externally, they could enter from the other routes. So with the ladies in particular, the urinary tract infection is that if you're healthy and there's no itching, but there's a slight
discomfort
burning,
or burning,
and you're urinating, a slight burning, well then just drink more water. Now, if I'm taking sufficient water, it washes out, it flushes out bacteria if they're present, and that works. And the other thing too, a wonderful treatment for a urinary tract infection is cranberry juice.
Yes.
Pure cranberry juice.
Yes.
It mustn't be blended with orange juice or any other type of juice. It must be pure. You take a big glass in the morning, glass in the afternoon, and that, of course, now all the berries are slightly acidic in nature.
Yes.
And that acidity will actually kill off the bacteria if and when they're present.
Is it the antioxidants in there? That help,
yes,
that contribute
it helps,
to
but
it?
in this case, it's more the acidity as well. Because bacteria, the berries, all types of berries, are mildly acidic. Also, the vitamin C foods, fruits and so on too, which includes the berries once again. Broccoli is probably one of the most powerful vitamin C foods that we have. It's more powerful than citrus fruits.
The broccoli.
Broccoli, that one lying over there. We need broccoli. And that also helps. And vitamin C is like, with calcium, it's like the managing director. A lot has been said about vitamin C too now during the coronavirus.
Yes.
Should we or should we not? But you can go to the pharmacy and be sure that the vitamin C that you're buying, which is in tablet form, is the same molecular structure as the vitamin C that the body gets from natural foods, from there.
Right.
And sometimes they're not the same.
Exactly.
And it's meaningless. And also the ladies, a little more on the hygienic side. So when they've been to the toilet, they should be wiping from the front
to the back.
To the back. And we should teach our young little girls that from an early age. I'm sure mommy's already doing that.
Why is that important instead of back to front?
So if we didn't properly clean ourselves.
At the back?
At the back, and are coming to the front.
Yes.
And those little bacteria are virile. They're powerful.
They're mean.
They will just enter.
Okay.
And type of bacteria leading ultimately to a urinary tract infection. The other thing too is things like caffeine, that we know coming on to caffeinated foods, beverages.
Right.
All caffeinated products, they are not good for us. It stimulates the tendency to be unhealthy.
Most people think caffeinated products are mainly your coffees.
Yes.
They misunderstand that it's even in your energy drinks and in your...
Exactly.
You know, so it's almost in every
Yeah.
unnecessary drink.
Yeah.
Let's hear his next question.
One of my friends came to me and then she told me that she has a vaginal discharge. So, o lakatsa o tseba hore ke dijo tse di feng tse a ka di jang hore a tlo kgona hore a thibele vaginal discharge.
We're talking about a vaginal discharge, and the ladies do not have to, under normal healthy conditions, wash up into the vaginal tract. It's not necessary. There are bacteria put there. In this particular case, it'll be a lactobacillus fungus. Lactobacillus, bacteria. And lactobacillus bacteria, the first half of the length of the vaginal tract, will keep it clean and protect it against any accidental infection. It will do that. So there's no need to wash in there. The body will clean itself. It's only when there's a vaginal discharge that you can do something about it, that you should do something about it. And I think the first thing is that if you're married, your partner, is to ensure that in both cases, both are hygienic, that there's no accidental sexually transmitted disease from some bacteria or whatever it is. And the way that you can do this is by douching. And douching works. You can get a douching kit from the local pharmacy. Go and speak to the local clinic sister. Normally the pharmacies have a clinic sister available. And ask her just to explain to you how to physically use the kit. There are different things you can use. You can use garlic. You can use vinegar. You can use charcoal. This is activated charcoal.
So when you say vinegar, vinegar is not one of the irritants.
No.
Okay.
Because what happens here is that the vinegar is, you take 1 to 4 tablespoons of vinegar in 100 milliliters of water. It's very diluted. And it is just to superficially, topically, inside the vaginal tract to kill off the infection. Or you can use aloe vera for the same reason. You can use garlic. The way you use garlic, basically, is to take 2 or 3 of the little cloves, and then you just squash it down, and you dip it into a little suppository in gauze, cover it, and then you use it as a suppository and you insert it. And you can do that for 4, 5, 6 days, especially when you go to bed at night, and it really works. Garlic is a powerful antiviral, antibacterial, in this case, antifungal as well. Anti-worm and anti-parasite. Garlic is number 1, along with the onions. You can even blend it with the onions as well.
Should a woman only douche if she's got an abnormal discharge, or should they douche
They
anyway?
should not douche when they are healthy and normal and there's no discharge. It's not necessary. The body will clean itself, basically.
All right. Okay. Now, Doctor, do you understand why all of us, not just here on Dijo, but the viewers, missed you so much? We missed your insight, and we just missed the way in which you convey this message. Thank you for caring.
We're happy to be here. We're happy to share.
Thank you. Khona ukuthize okufundile namhlanje showini, mhlambe ufuna ukushare okuthize about i-cycle yakho or something nje, drop us a tweet uthi @DijoLibophelo, or email DijoLibophelo@sabc.co.za, or Facebook or Instagram uthi DijoLibophelo. This interview is being posted online for Khodani to view and take our notes. Now you can log on and watch us again and again and again on our SABC's YouTube channel. We go back to Khodani to view what he has learned from Dr. Partington. Stay tuned. Siyabuya. Welcome back. Usasanam lagu Dijo le Bophelo on SABC2. When we met Khodani earlier on live show, we befuna ukwazi ukuthi ingabe khona ukudla that can help fight infections. He has seen ingxoxo yami no Dr. Partington online. I want us to go back to him and find out if he has picked up anything from ingxoxo yethu.
Hey guys, I was quite surprised that garlic is one of the food that you can eat in order to cure the infections. And guess what? It cures them all. Ikalika. Guys, growing up at home, we used to have vinegar quite a lot. And then it was cheap and affordable. So it has come to my attention that apple cider vinegar can also cure one of the infections. So I am going to stock up on apple cider vinegar. You can also get one. Guys, it has come to my attention that pure cranberry juice also helps with urinary infections. So next time I go shopping, I'm going to buy it for my friend. The doctor also said that caffeine delays the healing process of urinary infection. When my friends and I are studying, we drink tons of energy drinks and coffee, so it stops today. Thank you very much, Dijo le Bophelo, for the valuable information that you've provided me. It is not only going to help me, but it's also going to help other people at large.
Iphela kanjena ishow yethu namhlanje kodwa masingakhali siyazi ukuthi siyaqhubeka online. Awungiphonse nge-tweet uthi @Dijo le Bophelo or ungiface ku Facebook Dijo le Bophelo or wangi-email uthi dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Bakithi ningakhohlwa ukuthi le show le yenzelwe nini ukuthi nikhululeke nisibuze zonke bonke mayelana nokudla ngoba ngaphandle kombuzo wakho Palisa nawe Nomsa nawe Peter nawe John nawe Opa Dololo iDijo le Bophelo. So please sibuzeni bo via social media, via email or uvela ufake iteki like ube fit ugijima uye postini ungishaye ngencwadi kwazi bani mhlawumbe umbuzo wakho will be chosen as the question of the day for next week's show. Maslangane la kwa SABC2 for more Dijo le Bophelo next week, same place, same time. Ibizwa date uzobukhona. Bye bye.